So, Persona 3 is getting a remake.
Before we get into this, I'd like to say, I'm not the fucking Persona 3 messiah, okay? What I know of Persona 3 comes from the movies, and what I've looked up on the, topic and stuff. So, I'm not gonna, get into, the whole depths of, character confidants or, big alternate story things, like the God of Nyx and, the lore of that stuff, okay? I'll leave that for the big boys. For me, I'm just gonna talk about what I think of the Persona 3 remake, okay? So let's get started. Okay, let's talk about the Persona 3 dub cast being replaced. A lot of people were disappointed. I was a bit disappointed too, but for me, I didn't my affiliation with P3 wasn't with the dub cast. It was with the Japanese cast because of the movies. So I watched the movies. They're all Japanese and subtitled, right? There's no dub for it. So I never got to get used to the dub characters, I don't know, say Persona 5, Persona 4, that stuff. But I know a lot of people are still disappointed about it. I think it's kind of I think what it's trying to do is it's trying to make this a whole new fresh experience, right? Kind of like what Final Fantasy VII remakes did with where it changed off the whole cast and stuff rather than bringing back cast. I mean, English cast wise, they didn't bring back the cast that was playing them in I don't know, the movie that came out. What is it fucking called? Advent Children, right? So I guess to say it's I'm not completely upset about it. I'm a bit upset because I don't know, I think the cast they had was really good, Yuri Lowenthal, that stuff. I don't know, maybe it'll be good, maybe it'll be bad, it's just the English cast, people play the fucking game in Japanese anyways, you know what I mean? Alright, second topic time. The lack of the FEMC. Okay, a lot of people were disappointed about this, and I actually have a few people who are participated in this video, thankfully, talk about the FEMC, right? I never played Portable, but I do know about what the female protagonist added. What she added was, and this is going to streamline into what I have to say about the confidant system being added in the remake. What the FEMC added was not just a way for I don't know, people who want to play a female character at. She added whole new story elements to the game, where male characters like Akihiko and Shinjiro would open up more to you than they would if you were the male protagonist, which is an interesting concept to consider in Persona, because it's yeah, I don't know, fucking maybe males would open up more to a female heart than they would to I don't know, someone they feel they'd have to be all macho for, you know what I mean? It's a good cool thing. But with this adding okay, going into the confidant thing, will they take away the story developments that they had in the Portable? Are they going to take away the development that was introduced in Portable thanks to the FEMC? Because, well, it's just the male protagonist, you know what I mean? Or will they expand on those characters more because of the new confidant system, you know what I mean? Rather than it just being oh, Shinji dies, and it's ugh, shit, we didn't learn anything about that character. Or in Portables, it's oh, Shinji died, and we got to open up to him, we got to learn a lot about him. He was our boyfriend, you know what I mean? Or maybe he doesn't die, because if you played Portable, and spoiler alert, right? Shinji doesn't have to die necessarily. He could stay alive, I think, right? Will that be taken away because of the remake not having the female protagonist and them not adding that in, because it's we're trying to make it as close to the original Persona 3 as possible, right? And okay, that's where we go into the gameplay, right? Okay, gameplay wise, I hope they kind of do 5's gameplay, okay? I hope they use 5's turn-based system, right? Because it's good. It's quick, get to the point, you can use it like that. You don't have to constantly pick the down button or up button and then X to do it. I mean, you do, but it's it feels a lot more smoother, you know what I mean? From the Persona 3 and Persona 4 and the fucking Persona Q and Q2 days. Because I played fucking those two games. But yeah, from what I've seen, the HUD looks good. The menu looks good. It looks like it's taking a lot from 5's menu, because it's it's just straight down, but with stylish effects and stuff, rather than just being a blue fucking background and darker blue in the center with all the stuff that you can barely see and small text and it's in white. Gameplay wise, I hope they don't do a 5 in the sense where you have big open areas, but you can hardly, like, explore them, you know what I mean? Like, in 5 you had, like, all of, like, Tokyo, but only very few limited people were, like, able to talk to, and that's, like, kind of what Persona did-ish, but, like, you had Inaba in Persona 4, where, like, practically every fucking character was, like, you know, a character with, like, story. It wasn't just like, oh, the confidant character is the only one that can have story. There was, like, actual events that you could just, like, do and see, just, like, in your time in Inaba, and that was cool. 5 was lacking that. I hope 3 remakes adds that, like, stuff from 4 into its remake. Opposed to just, like, oh, you know, we're in fucking, like, the island place. I forgot what it's, like, called right now, but, like, we're here, and there's, like a whole, like, flourishing city. And we can only talk to, like, the shopkeeps and, like, the every so Joe Schmo that's, like, on the street playing his guitar, singing songs about, like, how the end is near and shit. Let's talk about what I want to see from it, okay? What I want to see from this P3 remake is, I want to see P3. I want to be able to explore a lot of the stuff that was in the original Persona 3 and not have that changed, because that's how I feel about the remake. I don't want them, like, changing out so much shit to the point where it's much more of, like, Final Fantasy VII remakes did, where it's like they add a whole new plot element, they made it, like, episodic, they add, like, stuff that, like, they don't need to add, right? Just, like, make it the original Persona 3, but not, I don't know, change up the stuff that you need to change up, but, like, don't change it too much. I want to be able to, like, experience the Persona 3 that everyone fell in love with, you know what I mean? Rather than it just being, oh, you know, Makoto Yuki isn't dead, but we actually get to explore that door or something like that. Or, like, Makoto Yuki isn't dead, but we actually, like, get to explore, like, an alternate time variant where he lives and defeats Nyx at the same time, and then this leads into a Persona having its own, like, new timeline, which I guess would be a thing, but it's, like, I don't think it's what people would want to see. You know what I mean? Like, I want to see a lot more of the stuff that was in the original Persona 3 that made it, like, Persona 3, rather than them changing it up just for the sake of change and, like, making it, like, a more interesting story. Like, the story is the story, you know what I mean? You made that story, stick with it. Don't just forget about it, like Persona 1 and Persona 2. Like, shit, I'm sure, like, the remake for 3 is what everyone has wanted to see for a long while, right? But that's not to say that even more dieharded fans have not wanted to see a Persona 1 or Persona 2's remake, you know what I mean? Like, that shit got forgotten. Like, the only time they bring up the Persona 1 and Persona 2 characters is when they're doing Super Live. But even that's not always the case, as you see with 2015 Super Live, when it just has Yuki, Yu, and Ren. This recent Super Live, they brought back, like, the Persona 1 and Persona 2 protagonists because it was an anniversary event, but so was, like, fucking 2015's, I think. But whatever. I won't get into that. Okay, so this is a bit different, but I'm glad I got to do it. I, like, got some people who are fans of Persona 3 on Instagram to tell me what they want to see and what they don't want to see in the Persona 3 remake. So first up is Instagram user Waffle. So thank you, Waffle. They wanted to see the FEMC back. They were disappointed that they weren't going to be back. They were also a bit disappointed that the VAs weren't, like, returning from the English cast, that they were being replaced. They also had quite the few choice words for certain confidants or social links in the game. Social links I don't really know the story of, but from the way they put it, they're kind of fucking awful, okay? It seems like they also don't want, like, there to be unnecessary padding to the game. Stuff that, like, I don't know, stuff that changes the story all too much, you know? Persona 3. They also do not wish to see, like, repetitive dialogue or reminders of, like, certain stuff, like, happening. Like, oh, hey, Yuki, well, you know, we're about to be killed by Nyx in the next few weeks. Oh, boo-hoo. Like, that's their words on repetitive dialogue, right? From what they want to see the fighting mechanics, like, from 5 and stuff. They also said they wanted to see more, like, character development with stuff. Like, you know, they wanted to see more, like relationships with, like, Shinjiro and Ken. They wanted to see more development on SEGA and, like, Itsuki. Like, I agree with that shit. Because, I don't know, in the movie, at least, it was like he just became a villain like that. Like, the fuck? SEGA seems so interesting, too. Like, the fact that, like, the Kirijo group, like, experimented on, like, kids. And, like, these kids are dying, but they're also Persona users. So it's like, you know, they have, like, that deadline or something. That's awesome. I agree with that. They said they also wanted to see more, like, Shinjiro development, and I agree with that too, because, like, I love Shinji. I think he died a little too early in the game. Especially because, like, well, I don't know. He was, like, you know, the badass that got introduced, but then, like, killed off so suddenly. Like, okay, I wanted to know more about that. And I feel like there should have been more added in his original story than there being more, like, development in Portable. Because it's like, Portable's Portable. You know, it's the PlayStation Portable game. It's, like, it's archaic. You shouldn't have to play an archaic game to, like, learn more about characters you like. What is this, Kingdom Hearts? To add on the stuff that they don't want to see. They don't want to see the female social link, like, go down a rank if you hang out with another female social link. Something I didn't know about that until, like, I saw, like, a gaming article above. But yeah, if you hanged out with, like, say, Mitsuru, and you're, like, you were getting all cozy with her at, like, rank 5, and you decided to hang out with, like, Fuka at rank 2, Mitsuru will be like, no, I'm going down a rank 4. It's like, holy shit! What? Also, from what I know about, it would put you in a relationship because at the end of the game, you could, like, you were already, like, kind of, like, not friends, but not dating because, you know, you're about to die, basically. So that's what I know about, you know, from the dating mechanic. I know it didn't really have, like, a full-on, like, you're romantically involved mechanic until, like, what, Portable, I think? Where, like, yeah, it's like, we're going steady, or you can invite him to a date. I don't know, fucking 4 refined it, and then 5 basically blew it out the water, where if you date too many people, which I wonder if 3's gonna have this, you know, you get the Valentine's Day event where you get your shit rocked, and you get fucking killed, basically, by, like, all the people that were, like, opened up to you, and you're just a shitty fucking person. This one's a bit of a shorter one, but from Instagram user Tara, thank you Tara, they wanted to see, like, Persona 3 Remake. They're excited to see it. They want to play the original, like, Persona 3s first, which is, you know, they want to experience the original Persona 3, which is fair. I haven't even experienced the original Persona 3 or Festival, because I don't know how to, like, you know, torrent that bullshit, and I don't have a PS2 to even play my own copy of Persona 4 on, but they want to see, they're happy to see, like, this remake, but they don't want to see it taken away the focus of a Persona 6, which is a whole other discussion, which is like, yeah, what the fuck is, like, gonna be Persona 6? I've talked to this with people about, like, I wonder if Atlus is doing this remake because they don't know or are scared to, like, make a Persona 6 and it be completely falling flat. Like, 5 itself was, like, it was completely, like, a whole new, like, idea of it. You know, it had its own style. And that's what I think, like, is the problem with Persona 6 and Atlus not making it, is because they don't know how to capture its own style, you know, like that lightning in the bottle with, like, 5's, like, whole, like, mood and stuff, which is, that's my own personal opinion, I don't know, but yeah. Okay, to, like, end this video off, like, I'm excited to see Persona 3 Reloaded, like, shit, I am super excited to see it. I just hope they don't, like, do it like the Final Fantasy VII Remake, where they add, like, a lot of unnecessary stuff they don't need to. What I hope from the Persona 3 Reloaded is that they don't add, like, unnecessary stuff and, like, bullshit, like Final Fantasy VII remakes did, which is, like, like, I didn't get the whole ghost thing. I know it wasn't really in the original Final Fantasy VII. I just hope they don't, like, add story that doesn't need to be added, but I hope they expand on the characters that they do have. Like, I don't know, like, we learn more about, Chidori, SEGA, you know, your confidants that are in the game. You know, the actual characters that make up the game. That's what I hope to see. If you like the video, like it, subscribe. Bye!